Okay, we're here with our student Jordan to talk about triangle area this time. So first we're going to discover the formula for the area of a triangle, and then we'll go ahead and use it, okay?
Okay.
Okay, great. So let's start off actually with not a triangle, but with a parallelogram, and it'll make sense why we're doing that. So we already know the area of a parallelogram has a formula. What's the formula for the area of a parallelogram with a base of b and a height of h?
Base times height.
Base times height. So the area of parallelogram equals bh. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to draw a line, right, dividing it in exactly half. Can you see how that line divides the parallelogram exactly in half?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I have is I have one triangle and then I have another triangle. I'll go ahead and shade it there. So we have two different triangles here, and we know that that's divided in half. So what's the area of that triangle that has the b and the h there?
Half of base times height.
Half of base times height, because it's just half of the parallelogram. And we already know that the parallelogram's area up here was base times height, so the triangle must be 1/2 base times height. And really, you've just discovered the formula for the area of a triangle. Okay? Now, let's look at just a couple of other examples here. This is an example where the base and the height are actually sides of a triangle because it's a right triangle. So there's a right angle in the triangle. That makes it a right triangle. What would the area of that be?
1/2 base times height.
Exactly right. And now let's look at an interesting example over here. Here's the base. I haven't put in the height because how would you even measure the height there? It's not like it has a place where you can easily put in that dotted line that we had with this triangle over here. So what you have to do is you have to look at the topmost point of the triangle, and you have to pretend you were standing there, and you have to pretend that you dropped like a rock straight down. And we're going to go ahead and draw that line in right there. And that line, if it hits the ground, how is that line related to the ground? What kind of an angle would it make there, do you think?
90 degrees.
A 90-degree angle, right? So we can go ahead and put that in there. And that straight up and down line, even if it's not inside the triangle, that's the height. Okay? So even if the triangle that looks like this, the formula is still going to be 1/2 b times h. All right? Okay, let's go over to the other side and actually use the formula. Here we have a triangle that has a base of 8 and a height of 7. So how would you set up this problem to calculate the area?
The area equals 1/2 of 7 times 8.
Very good. So 1/2 base times height, which equals 1/2 of 8 times 7. What's 8 times 7? Do you remember from times tables? 56, okay? And so we'll do 1/2 times 56. And this one's kind of hard, mental math. Let's see. What would 1/2 of 60 be?
30.
30. So 1/2 of 56 is going to be a little less than that. Any guesses? You could use a calculator for this, or you could do long division, but any thoughts?
28.
28. Good. Good mental math. So the area equals 28. Okay? So let's look at one other example here with one of these funky triangles. The area of this triangle, and we're going to actually make it more like a puzzle. The area of this triangle is 14. What is its height? Okay, so we can see the base is what there?
4.
4. So how would you set up an area formula for this?
14 equals 1/2 of 4h.
Okay, good. So area equals base times height, so we can go 14 equals 1/2 4h. Okay, what's half of 4?
2.
2. So we can say that 14 equals 2h. Does that look right so far?
Yeah.
Okay, then what would you do in order to solve for h? That 2 is bugging you and it's multiplying, so you have to do the opposite.
Divide both sides by 2.
Divide both sides by 2. Okay, what's 14 divided by 2?
7.
7, so h equals 7. So what does that mean for this diagram?
That means the height is 7.
That's right, the height of the triangle is 7. Okay, so now you understand triangle area?
Yeah.
Great job.